it's a horrible, horrible situation, and we're not going to fix it. Criminals are going to be criminals, and my daddy fought in the Second World War, fought in the Pacific, fought the Japanese, and he told me, he said, buddy, he said, if somebody wants to take you out and doesn't mind losing their life, there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do about it.
You know what? Put Francesca, there's something wrong with these people. Now, I don't know his granddaddy. Okay, let me just go on and confess that up front.
Sure.
But I would imagine that his granddaddy talking about war in a war situation was not necessarily referring to this kind of situation. So look, on one hand, Francesca, I kind of understand in a way, right? If somebody like this young lady had determined, right? She was studying it, right, but he's using it in the wrong type of way. Yes, she had an intention to do it. She decided to do it. And like most mass killers, they make a decision. There's a however behind that. However, we do have an obligation, no matter if this mass shooter made a decision, the ones in the past and those in the future, does not abdicate us from our responsibility as a so-called civil society to do things and put rules and laws in place and wrap around services in place to do something about it. Now, maybe I'm wrong about this, Francesca. Maybe I'm wrong. But this dude right here, I don't think he understood what his granddaddy was trying to say. Absolutely, there's a point of that, because there's a point. Two things can be true. More than one thing can be true at once, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, his granddaddy's rolling in his grave right now. Like, he took that out of context completely. Like, by that same logic of people are gonna do bad things and there's nothing we can do, you say, look, Hitler just wants to invade and he wants to take over all of Europe, let him have it. Look, Hitler just wants to, murder 6 million Jews and in fact, accomplish it. He wants to murder 4 million more, let him do it. That is the logic by which, if you apply the way the Republicans operate after every mass shooting and you put that back in history, you just never help anyone and you never get involved. No, his dad actually fought to stop the bloodshed. Now, in this case, it's a very simple thing, and you're totally right. Look, if you have it out for someone, you want to kill someone, okay, hey, I guess that's on you. And there's a lot of issues around, we talk about mental health, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it should not be so easy to take not just one person's life, but 6 people's lives, right? And we know it's not that easy when you don't have access to high-powered, high-magazine, automatic weapons like the one that Audrey Hale used and so many mass shooters used. And we're talking about the AR-15. And look, I believe in going further than that, but let's start with the assault weapons ban. Last thing I'm gonna say is, you don't Nina, but from the moment you got involved, I'm sure we can all pinpoint. What was that moment, where you were like, it sort of turned you this is not a democracy. Lawmakers don't represent me, and the cops are not on my side. Just a few basic things, For me, it was around the Iraq War. Look at these kids. They're yelling to their lawmakers who've been elected to protect them and legislate, and they're completely turning their backs on them. You know what that does? That makes lifelong activists of those children. Those kids are gonna grow up and they will never forget it, and they're gonna replace you one day.
Amen to that. Replace them one day soon. But in the meantime, in between time, some of these grown folks need to get out there and get to replacing these people if they want to save the lives of their babies and their neighbors' babies. Because you ain't got to have children in school to have empathy and to understand that this is not any way to live, not at all. So absolutely, there's something wrong with these people. And this tweet right here from Wisconsin State Rep Francesca Hong, quote tweeting Tennessee Rep Justin Jones, to me just sums it all up. She said, absolute fascist effery. Okay, y'all fill in the blank. Y'all know what it is. Ooh, I want to say that so bad because that is a nice alliteration. That's a nice alliteration she got going on there. Fascist effery happening in the Tennessee state ledge today. To watch parts of democracy disintegrate in real time is devastating. Thank you to Rep. Jones and the representatives in support of the young people and not the cowards who refuse to act to protect them. And absolutely right, she called them exactly what they are. Let me put immoral in front of that. They are immoral cowards. They're not patriots to this country. And of course, she was quote tweeting Rep. Justin Jones, and Rep. Justin Jones, to you and your other two colleagues, thank you all for standing up. And he tweeted, tonight as Tennessee House Republicans push forward to schedule vote on our expulsion, Speaker Sexton orders the gallery cleared as crowds chant fascists. And that's exactly what they are. Media force out as well. Then Rep. Lafferty pushes me and grabs my phone. Had no right to put his hands on that man, and I hope he files assault charges against his behind. This is a sad day for Tennessee. Indeed, it is a sad, sad day for Tennessee. The bright side of that is what Francesca laid out, is that we got a whole bunch of activists, young people out there who will never forget this and will continue to fight and push